This video is called More on the Left, but it could be pronounced Moron, the left. Today we'll be taking another look at the woke far left, trying to understand their behaviour and what I'll loosely term their way of thinking, because for a group of people who are so obsessed with inclusivity, peace, love and such like, scratch the surface and many of them appear to be absolutely unhinged, as we'll now see.
Let him go! Let him go! Let him go! I am
Oh good, the Liberal women are screaming again. I'm not entirely sure what they're screaming about, but the sentence, "let him go," if that's a reference to a former relationship, I think we can all understand why that lady is now single. Darling, I'm going out at the weekend. Me and the girls are going to the beach to look like we're absolutely fucking mental. Next we'll see another Liberal woman. One of the more modern Liberal women. The ones that come with a cock and balls.
Fascism doesn't start with thugs in masks dragging people from the cars. It starts in an attack on our speech. It starts in the chill that we feel when we worry about speaking out because of what the state is going to do to us. That's why it's so important to break that mentality, to speak out, to stand side by side with your neighbors and to say that this is wrong. It is un-American and it has to stop now. I did not serve for 23 years to be part of a government that attacks its own citizens on a day-to-day basis. I am fighting to change that. And I need you to stand with me and all of...
Yay, fascism! The word that leftists use to describe anyone that they don't agree with. Oh, your opinion is slightly different to my own, therefore I will label you as a Nazi. And I have no idea who that transformer is. I'm sure that someone watching in the New World will know its name and let me know in the comments, but 23 years of service in the military. Now, I'm too old to get called up, but if things go south and there's a war, I'm so glad that the Brits and the Yanks are allies, because I would hate to be facing off against that thing, worried that if I got taken prisoner, there's a good chance I could get buggered to death. So that confused gentleman, the cock in a frock, is of course referring to the ICE raids going on in the USA, because for woke leftists over in the New World, that's the current thing to be upset about. Yet it strikes me, on X and TikTok, there are so many clips of woke leftists who seem to think they're preparing for an all-out civil war. She's got a picture of ice cubes on the punch bag. Oh, how symbolic. And to be fair, she's not got a bad kick on her. However, and I don't want to sound insensitive, does she not realise that the two Americans who've been killed by ICE agents, and of course those deaths are tragedies, were shot? If you try and kick a bullet out of the air, the best possible scenario is you get shot in the leg. But of course, leftists don't seem to understand what is and isn't appropriate. I'm not sure where that is, but the context is that the authorities have either used pepper spray or tear gas, and that tiny little girl, that child, has been caught in the crossfire. So, for any woke parents watching who fancy themselves as activists, here's some really fucking simple advice. Do not take your child to a fucking riot. There are some people, though, who are even more nauseating. Celebrities airing their opinions.
No one is illegal on stolen land. yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry. Thank you.
So that's Billie Eilish at some award ceremony. I understand she's a singer. I couldn't name a single song of hers, but to be fair, I doubt she gets much airtime on Kerrang, Planet Rock or GB News, which are the only radio stations I regularly listen to. And it's a shame to see Sabrina Carpenter clapping away like a seal there, because, to be blunt, I'd quite like a go on her. But oh, no one is illegal on stolen land. Billie Eilish lives in a $14 million mansion. The omitted words are fuck ice, because like I said, that's the current thing the woke left are into. Yet it strikes me that there's a classist thing to being a woke leftist. You'll meet very, very few people from what in the UK we call the working classes, myself included, who are woke, who are sympathetic to illegal immigrants, because it's the working classes who have to fucking put up with them, who have them moved into their streets. It's not middle class or upper class people who are being robbed, stabbed, raped by people who have no right to be in the country, be it the USA or the UK. And I bet if Billie Eilish, living in her gated community, suddenly had 200 fighting age men from medieval backward cultures locked inside those gates, she'd soon change her fucking tune, or at least write one I could listen to. That's the thing though. As I've previously stated, the woke left are always on the wrong side of the argument. That's here in the UK. The pro-Palestine mob are now waving Iranian flags and supporting Ayatollah Khomeini, the religious leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, one of the most brutal regimes in the world that funds almost every Islamic terror group. Because, hey, Israel and the USA are ganging up on this brutal fucking vile dictatorship. They don't give two shits. The last time I checked, and this is fucking horrible, it's now reported over 40,000 innocent Iranians have been shot by the regime or stabbed or murdered in fucking hospital beds. Because they don't care. Because, oh no, it's the great Satan and the Jews. They're always the enemy. In the same way, they support Palestine but don't give two merry fucks that Hamas, the terrorist government, are walking around gunning down innocent Palestinians. They're always in the fucking wrong. So, in order to be a woke leftist, one needs to have, first of all, a complete lack of self-awareness. Mind-blowing hypocrisy, a good dose of anti-Semitism, projection so that all your shit applies to everyone except you. A lack of context and history, and generally just being a nasty, nasty bastard. Sadly, I'd like to continue this investigation, but I can't afford a fucking lobotomy. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you can leave a like, a comment, or share the video, that really helps the algorithm. People are talking about hyping it. I have no fucking idea what that means. If you would like to support me in making these videos, there's a link in the description, fucked it up, to buy me a coffee, and as ever, thanks for watching. So, in order to be... I've got through the whole bastard video without a fucking mistake. So, in order to be a leftist, I go deeper. So, in order to be a leftist, I now sound like an AI or a fucking sat-nav.